Hey everybody, my name is Mr. Smart Guy, and today I'm going to be rambling about smart stuff that you guys don't understand. Step into my classroom. Alrighty, so for the first one, we got, I wonder what my dog named me. Now, this one's pretty simple for you. Dogs can't talk. Didn't name you nothing. Boom, proven. Number 2, in order to fall asleep, you need to pretend to be asleep. False, and I will tell you why. So, in order to fall asleep, you might need to act like you're laying down and act all tired, woo woo woo, you know what I mean? But you don't have to do that to fall asleep. You need to be tired to fall asleep. That's the main benefactor. Because let's talk about dozing off or daydreaming too. You fall asleep during both. You don't need to act. You don't need to do nothing. What about dreams? Now, a lot of people have a lot of thoughts about dreams, and still today scientists do not know where dreams come from. But let me just tell you, I do. So, in our brains, right about here, there is something called the frontal cortex. Now, if you've played Five Nights at Freddy games, you've heard about the frontal cortex, or the frontal lobe, as some people have said it. So, the frontal lobe is thought of creativity and imagination. Now, if you had to be imaginative to think about dreams, right? Because if you weren't, how would you be able to know if dreams are false, dreams are fake, dreams are real? Creativity. Creativity is also a big player in this, because if you're creative right here, then your mind just goes crazy. I know I am. I'm a really crazy guy. And I had a dream last night that my brother died. I don't even have a brother. This shows that if you are dreaming, something has to do with your brain, because if it was coming from your little tiny achy breaky heart, then it would just sound like, it would just look like a heart or whatever. Your brain is the thing that makes all the images for you. Your brain is the thing that allows you guys to see. So in order to dream, something needs to be done about your brain. If you're having crazy dreams, you might need to calm down, do a little bit of meditation. You know what I mean? But other than that, that's how you figured it out. Boom. Science. Now, this one is a personal question of mine. How did languages happen? So we look back to, let's say, ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics. Actually, let's go as far back to say cavemen. Now, cavemen, we know cavemen as the big old standing man. We know him as being the guy who doesn't know how to talk, only the guy who knows how to go and ooga booga like that. But they had their own alphabet too, and let me tell you about it. So it's sort of similar to the way Egyptians did their stuff. The Egyptians had hieroglyphs. The cavemen had this guy. So let's take a look at the A right here. So this A looks a little bit familiar, right? Yep, that's right, guys. It's a cow. Like, people look at that, the philosopher guys who study language look at this and they're like, oh wow, doesn't this look like an A, guys? And everybody in that boardroom was like, oh word, that's an A. Like, what? Like, if I was in there, I'd be like, are you guys crazy? But I only know how to speak one language. You're the one who made it up. But I would look at this cow and think, oh, maybe that's a C, because C and cow go together. Maybe if you look back into like Latin, they call the cow, I don't know what they call it. I think it starts with a V. I know that from Spanish, because vaquero means cowboy. So I would think maybe either a C or a V, or you can look back into whatever, you know, into Greek. I don't know the Greek language that well. All I know is falafel and pita bread. I look at this and I'm like, that is a cow, dude. That's a total cow. And people look at it and they're like, that's a total A. And I didn't know about this until last night, which is crazy to me. But then you look back to more recent ones, you look at hieroglyphs, you see an eagle, and people think that that means something. They see a tree and they're like, oh, eagle, tree, that must mean that tree was flying. That must be some flying tree god. No, it's an eagle in a tree. That's all it is. But then you look into the Greek alphabet when things started getting more civilized. You look back to our alphabet and we take every single letter from different alphabets. we got the D from Greek, which means delta, and it's only a triangle. That's all it is. It's just a ding, ding, ding. You know what I mean? It's just a triangle. How do we look at that and be like, oof, D? You know what I mean? They're like, this has to be a D. And then you look back into like the Latin alphabet, they're missing a ton of letters. They don't got a J. If my name was in Latin, I'd just be Onkfonk. You know what I mean? They don't got no J. And they don't got a ton of other stuff too. I don't think they got a U. Like, what? I don't get how they just came up with, oh, boom, boom. And we even got a song for our alphabet, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. But if you look back and you see it, some people got alpha, beta, gamma, delta, epsilon, whatever. You know what I mean? That's Greek. That is like, how do you even do it? And then when you go into the words, that's where it gets even more crazier. Think about this. Let's take the phrase, I don't got anything and I don't got nothing. Nothing and anything. Antonyms. They mean the exact same different things. You say, I don't got nothing and I don't got anything. How do you have that? If you don't got nothing, you don't got nothing. And I'm sorry for the incorrect grammar. You don't have nothing, then you don't have nothing. Which is true, because nothing is nothing. You can't have nothing. But then you go to anything and you don't have anything. That means nothing. You don't have nothing. That can't happen. So it goes back to but then you have something. Then that will go back to nothing. You don't got that. Then that will go back to nothing. Which means you would have something. And something could be anything. And then that would never happen. But then you say don't have that will go back to nothing. See what I mean? It's a whole paradox. And I'm done blowing your mind for right now. And I'll see you guys in the next video. I hope you had fun. And I'll teach you more later. Bye-bye.